Hey guys, it's everyone's favorite semi-aquatic mammal, Chaos Otter. And this is Fae Fridays! Anywhoosies, with the freaking explosion that is Pokemon Go, I decided why not talk about the top 10 Pokemon spin-off games. Remember though, this is just my opinion, so leave your list in the comment section below. And without any further ado, let's get started, shall we? Number 10 is Pokemon Shuffle. First of all, Pokemon Shuffle is, I think it was the first Pokemon game to have both a mobile and 3DS counterpart that came out very similar to the same time frame-ish type thing. And it's one of the free-to-play titles that Pokemon has come out with, so it's actually really fun. I don't know if you guys have tried it, but it's like Bejeweled meets Pokemon. It's really cool. It's addicting, but it's only in the number 10 slot because once the novelty runs off of like playing Bejeweled, I don't know if you guys have played Bejeweled, but after a while playing Bejeweled just gets boring. And it's kind of how Pokemon Shuffle is. It's just kind of after a few weeks. But Pokemon is trying to keep it relevant with a whole bunch of different events. You can get a whole bunch of Pokemon, but you really have to play Pokemon Shuffle hardcore to actually be able to win the events and get the Pokemon. So I'm not one of those people. Maybe you are. It did make the list though because it is a really fun game. Let's move on. Number 9 is Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, specifically. It's the sequel to the original Pokemon Pinball, which I played once as a child and wasn't a huge fan of, but this game was the only thing I liked about Ruby and Sapphire. I got it as a Christmas present from my aunt, and it was amazing. When I first saw it, I was like, Ruby and Sapphire? Ew, I hate those games. And then I played Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, and I was like, oh my god. There's so many fun stages too, like just bonus stages, not even the regular stages, which are cool enough, but they also have fun bonus stages like the Kecleon stage, the Rayquaza stage, the Kyogre and Groudon stage. It's just really fun, and it combined two things that I loved, pinball and Pokemon. What's not to like? Anyway, number 8 is Pokemon Dash. I feel like this game gets a lot of shit in the Pokemon community. Like, I feel like nobody played it. I don't know, maybe I'm unusual, but I loved Pokemon Dash. It was like freaking Mario Kart. Also, 420 Blaze It with those special stages. There were 420 of them. And the fun really was that all the special stages they had depended on which game was in the Game Boy Advance slot on the DS. Which you guys might remember that feature from the Gen 4 games where you could transfer Pokemon up to Gen 4 via the GBA slot. Well, they brought that back in Pokemon Dash, and honestly, it was a lot of fun. Number 7, Pokemon Rumble Blast. The best Rumble Blank game in the world. It's the only Pokemon Rumble game that you need to play. Hey. No, but really, Pokemon Rumble U and Pokemon Rumble World, none of those are as fun as Rumble Blast. That game is literally a blast. I need to stop having people on this series that do puns. Let's move on. Anyway, it's got wind-up toy Pokemon, which are just so cute, and I'm pretty sure it takes place in a toy store. I haven't been able to confirm or deny that yet, but I'm pretty sure the game takes place in a toy store, and that's how I'm gonna think about it. All these little Pokemon having their little Poke fights in the toy aisle. Oh, it's so cute. Anyway, number 6 is Pokemon Snap. It's a really fun, leisurely game that was actually really difficult. The difficult part comes in when you're trying to 100% it and get all the items so you can actually unlock the final stage. That game is tricky as fuck. Like, you gotta do some silly shit to finish that game. Like, you gotta hit the ball at exactly this point in order to make this flip over, and then follow it as it rolls, and then stop it. Like, that game is ridiculous. But it's actually really fun. And you get to take pictures of Pokemon being cute, which, I mean, what more do you need? Coming in at number 5 is Pokemon Conquest. Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem. Definitely, it's Fire Emblem. I'm kidding. But it did make me want to play Fire Emblem. It also brought strategy, like real strategy, to Pokemon games. And it was actually kind of difficult. And it has an enormous aftergame. Like, the aftergame is ridiculous. You can play through that game like 20 more times in the aftergame. It's wild. Number 4 is Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs. I mean, it's the best of the Ranger games, let's be real here. I'm really angry that they haven't made any more. Honestly, what's gonna be better than Guardian Signs? You can freaking ride a legendary beast. Like, What's better than that? This was the original riding on a Pokemon. Fuck riding on a Skidoo, or a Go-Go, or a Rhyhorn. This is where it all began, and it was sick as fuck. Also, Ukulele Pichu. Do I need to say anything else? It plays a little ukulele with its electricity, and it's so cute. Oh my gosh. Anyway, number 3 is Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, which were the best Nintendo 64 games ever. IMO. Like, oh, they were so good. Honestly, the best part of those games, though, was the mini games. There were so many, and specifically Rattata Dash, best mini game on the planet, hands down. That game was sick. Also, it was the first 3D Pokemon game. Fuck Pokemon X and Y. I'm kidding. It was really neat, though. And seeing the Pokemon's moves, like, in such a really cool, different way, it made Pokemon so much cooler. Let's move on. Number 2, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. Except Gates to Infinity. I had a cough there. You actually get to become a Pokemon in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And the storylines are also always really cool. Except Pokemon Infinity. Oh, that cough is back. Oh, I don't know why. But yeah, they were really cool games, honestly. And the only downside, and honestly the main reason why this game wasn't number 1, was that it lacks evolution until the after game. But honestly, the games, you didn't need it. It was still fun. And Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon was lit as fuck. I don't care what anybody says. That game was wild. From start to finish, that game was wild. But, can I get a drum roll? The best Pokemon game, well, side game, as of July 15th, 2016, is Pokemon Go. Come on, you guys had to see this coming. This game is sweeping the nation. People who haven't played Pokemon in, I kid you not, 18 years, 19 years, are playing Pokemon Go. It's crazy. And honestly, I know people are saying, oh, it's just a fad, it'll die out in a couple weeks. This game is breaking records left, right, and center. And there's just more that they're planning on releasing for it. We already have hopes for the next couple gens of Pokemon to be put in the game. So that gives it longevity right there. And honestly, you guys don't understand. People are playing this game like there's no tomorrow. It's crazy. And it has so much potential. They still have to put trading in the game. All the other this game is just so amazing. And it's bringing people together. Like people in your town who probably never spoke to you before. And probably never would, are playing Pokemon Go, and people are joining teams and hanging out together and searching for Pokemon. It's actually wild. I met friends yesterday when I went out to record our series, and it's ridiculous. This game is crazy, guys. It's hands down the best Pokemon spin-off game to date. Honestly, I need to finish wrapping this up so I can go play right now. This game is amazing. But, as you guys know, all good Fave Fridays have to come to an end, and this is the end of this one. Click the like if you're hyped, subscribe if I made you chuckle, and remember, chaos is life, chaos is love. Alright.